we're gonna watch the President Trump meets with Zoran Mamdani, mayor-elect of New York City.
Yeah. What will happen here?
Let's see.
Fight of the giants.
It's half an hour. This is from the official White House YouTube account.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I pressed.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, thank you very much. We've just had a great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do very well. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against, a lot of smart people, starting with the early primaries against some very tough people, very smart people. And he beat them easily. And I congratulated him.
What's happened to him? They switched Trump up before communist, a bad guy. I will, without federal funding, now it's a congratulations to what's happened.
I don't know.
And we talked about some things in
maybe they
very
had a
strong
little
common,
fun before the
like housing and getting
maybe
housing
he gave him
built,
the Bill Clinton procedure.
food and prices, and the price of oil is coming way down. That anything I do is going to be good for New York. If I can get prices down, it's good for New York, and we've got them down, way down from last year. We have, as you know, I've been saying to a lot of people, Walmart said that Thanksgiving this year is exactly 25% less than last year, so that's good for New York, good for everybody. But I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am. I will say there's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I appreciate
My
it.
God.
I appreciated the meeting with the president, and as he said, it was a productive meeting focused on a place of shared admiration and love, which is New York City, and the need to deliver affordability to New Yorkers, the 8.5 million people who call our city their home, who are struggling to afford life in the most expensive city in the United States of America. We spoke about rent, we spoke about groceries, we spoke about utilities, we spoke about the different ways in which people are being pushed out, and I appreciated the time with the president, I appreciated the conversation, I look forward to working together to deliver that affordability for New Yorkers.
Thank you.
To anyone who doesn't understand why they are being so polite, they are politicians. They're still gonna have to work together.
Yeah. And
Like there is no way around that. So of course both sides are gonna be very, very polite, very good to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, behind closed doors, it's probably not that nice. But we do know from Trump that he is very, very, like, he has a big boner for successful people. He has a huge, like, he loves them.
Yeah.
And he saw Mamdani Mamdani fucked everything up. Well, fuck in a positive way.
Yeah.
Mamdani absolutely destroyed the competition. He as we said in the last episodes, he was he was polling at like 1%.
Yeah.
And now he's the mayor-elect of New York City.
Yeah.
In January, he's going to be the mayor.
Yeah. I love the meltdowns from the right side and from the center. They will not. They have.
Yeah, a lot of people got mad about Trump being so nice to him, and also about him being so nice to Trump.
Yeah.
But anyone who is a normal human being and like watches politics or pays a bit of attention,
Yeah.
For anyone who knows a bit, it was clear that it would happen like this.
Yeah.
Like that they would be polite and humane to each other.
But now the hostile part starts.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Now
Any
the
questions,
bad
please?
press.
Fake news media.
Nelson from the New York Post. I've got a question for you and then also one for the mayor-elect.
Sure.
For you, you've referred to Mr. Mamdani as a communist. Could you describe why you feel that way? And also, will you do anything to stop him from arresting Prime Minister Netanyahu if he visits New York?
Well, we didn't discuss your second part of the question, and on your first part, I mean, he's got views that are a little out there, but who knows? I mean, we're going to see what works, or he's going to change also. We all change. I changed a lot from when I first came to office. It's
Yeah,
now
you started
quite a
pissing and
while ago.
shitting
It's
yourself.
quite a while. My first term was great. We
Getting
had
older,
the greatest
demented.
economy in the history of our country. We're doing even better now. We're
Cap-
doing much better now than we did even the first term. And I can tell you, some of my views have changed. And we had discussions on some things. I'm not going to discuss what they were, but that I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he's going to be. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually, and some very liberal people. He won't surprise them because they already like him.
And for Mr. Mamdani,
I don't know what happened in that meeting room,
I can tell you exactly what happened.
but
He pulled down Mamdani's pants, got his small hands all up on.
God, but you know, a lot of leftists doesn't understand that you have the popular opinion, healthcare, you know, on everything, but you have to also be charismatic, you know,
Yes.
because you know you can't beat the toxins.
Yeah, you
Like-
can't. You can like Mamdani could have been a bit more rude, and Trump also, but like it doesn't get it doesn't get them anything. It
Uh,
wouldn't get them anything.
And there are people that said, you know, Mamdani is sellout, and why not? I don't know.
Why didn't he kill him right then and there? Like, what
Yeah,
the fuck are you talking about,
So
man?
kind of things, you know. Come on, you have to be, you know, you have to be charismatic. You have to be that, because you know nobody wants to listen. I am wrong. I am right.
Yeah.
Nobody loves us to hear that, but I hope they will understand that now. I hope.
There is actually an argument here in Austria where a lot of people are like, oh, I don't watch, I mean, they never watched, but like, I don't watch those debate shows here anymore because they never let each other talk. Like, they talk over each other and
Or
they
don't
never,
answer the question.
yeah, they don't answer the questions, which in the US, for some reason, is different. In the US, those kinds of debates, I mean, they literally put the presidential candidate, like the candidates from any election, in front of a fucking camera, and they're just like, oh yeah, now we're gonna have a debate. And it's the same. They talk over each other. They talk past each other.
Yeah.
It's like you don't get anything from it.
And they made a measure to, you know, if you're talking and the other is not talking, they
They
mute
cut
your
off. Yeah, they,
microphone.
yeah.
But we are not. In few years we will also do that. But
It's gonna be
and
gonna be very
just
bad.
answer the question.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
They do not answer questions.
Like they are like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
it sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who had betrayed the country. You said you'd be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to
we can't see
improve your relationship?
Yeah.
I think both President Trump and
gonna
I,
put it down
we
here.
are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the President is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is
The
something
thing is, a lot of people they take the words that they are saying at face value,
Yeah.
whereas you should be like, okay, you need to read between the lines.
Yeah.
Mamdani just said there were a lot of disagreements.
Yeah.
And he is true, but that's not being like, oh, I want this, he wants that. It's more like, yeah, there are things that we are not going to agree with, like, and it is just worded in a very, very diplomatic, in a very, very nice way,
Yeah.
in a way where people won't instantly have a very emotional reaction to it.
Yeah.
But as I said, if you know about politicians, if you know how they talk, how they work, a statement like this should be a bit more for you than just, oh, he said he disagrees.
Yeah.
it could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. But
Wow.
Maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
Mr. President, Anthony Mershak from MTV Lebanon. I would like to ask you a question
Wait.
about the Middle East regarding
From where?
Lebanon.
MTV Lebanon?
I don't. Maybe
No,
it meant a different thing.
I think it's NTV.
Yeah, maybe.
The big news network international.
Yeah.
you did
Imagine it's actually MTV. He just comes up.
Yeah.
He's like, Mr. President, I would like to build a PlayStation 2 with a screen inside your desk.
Yeah, and rap video in the Oval Office.
Oh, that would actually be huge.
that Hezbollah in Lebanon is not in a good position. And Lebanon now is the final unresolved after Gaza and Syria. Given your assessment, like, what do you say?
Well, Gaza and Syria are not resolved,
No.
are they?
No.
Syria still has big problems.
Yeah.
Gaza is still getting fucking bombed by Israel.
Yeah.
Like, people are still getting shot, they're still dying, and this dude is like, oh, it has been resolved.
Yeah.
It's not even close to
Yeah.
being resolved.
Yeah.
For the Lebanese today, it's the Independence Day in Lebanon. And what is your next move to push toward disarmament, the disarmament of Hezbollah?
Well, we are pushing for total disarmament of Hamas and, frankly, everybody else. And we actually have peace in the Middle East. As you know, the King of Saudi Arabia just left yesterday. We had some great meetings, and he's made a contribution toward the United States of more than $1 trillion. We have now over $20 trillion coming in. No country has ever had anything like that, not even close. If you go to 2 trillion or 1 trillion, it's a lot. We have 20 or 21 trillion dollars. I think that Hezbollah has been a problem in Lebanon, big problem. We're working with Lebanon. We're working with everybody in the Middle East. That's another thing I think we have in common. We want to see peace in the Middle East, and we actually have now, for the first time, peace in the Middle East after 3,000 years. And
Also, what the fuck, after 3,000 years?
He mixed it up with that
With the-
promised 3,000
Yeah,
years.
with the Israeli propaganda. God damn. What a guy. What a
3,000
guy.
And it was, in not all 3,000 years was because of the United States,
No,
instability.
it's
But the last, I don't know, the last 100 years kind of was because of the United
Yes.
States and England, and so
I mean, after World War One, the United Kingdom was not the big power anymore. It was the US.
yeah, they spent a lot of their money on that war, on the stupid war, but 3,000 years.
Yeah, 3,000 years.
He dropped these
goddamn.
bangers.
now we're going to refine it, and I think you're going to see some very positive things happen.
There is a
I hope,
potential to invite the Lebanese president to meet you to the White House.
I would do that, yeah, absolutely. And if the mayor would like to be here for that meeting, because I know he feels very strongly. I think you feel very, very strongly about peace in the Middle East. I think it's,
We desperately want it, and that's something that I shared with the president, that when I spoke to New Yorkers who had voted for the president last November on Hillside Avenue and Fordham Road, I asked them why. I heard again and again two major reasons. One was that they wanted an end to forever wars. They wanted an end to the taxpayer dollars we had funding violations of human rights, and they wanted to address the cost of living crisis. And I appreciated the chance to discuss both of those things.
you said a lot of my voters actually voted for him, and
One in 10.
and I'm okay with that.
President Trump, I have this hat as well.
I'll do that. I'll sign it. Give it to me. I'll sign it in a minute. That's pretty good.
Mr. President, you've threatened to send federal troops to New York City. You both have differences when it comes to ICE agents in New York City. Mr. Mamdani, you've called ICE a rogue government entity. I wonder how you reconcile your differences on both of those issues.
Well, I think we're going to work them out, and I think that if we have known murderers and known drug dealers and some very bad people, we want to get them out. And the mayor wants to have peace. We discussed this at great length, actually, maybe more than anything else. He wants to have a safe New York. Ultimately, a safe New York is going to be a great New York. If it's not safe, no matter how well we do with pricing and with anything else, we can talk about anything you want. If you don't have safe streets, it's not going to be a success. So we're going to work together. We're going to make sure that if there are horrible people there, we want to get them out. I think he wants to get them out maybe more than I do. So we'll work together. We discussed it at great length. Yes, please.
Yeah, two questions, if I may. One for you, Mr. President, on BBC in a second. But first of all, for the mayor-elect, You're both from different parts of the political spectrum. You're both populists, though, and I just wonder to what extent the president's campaign style, his techniques, his social media use inspired any part of your campaign.
Well, I actually told the president that, so much of the focus of our campaign has been on the cost of living crisis. And when we asked those New Yorkers who had voted for the president, when we saw an increase in his numbers in New York City, that came back to the same issue: cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And they spoke about the cost of groceries, the cost of rent, the cost of Con Ed, the cost of childcare.
1 year ago, after Trump won, a video about, he asked people why they voted for Trump. And it was not culture war like transgender everywhere and so on.
Yeah.
It was just, why we finance all the wars and things, and life is expensive. I know new meta for politicians to do: ask your constituency and not your donors, but it works. If you are a
Yes.
politician, if you are like Andrew Cuomo, Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, if you want to win, you have to go out and talk to the people.
Yeah, you should maybe try look into it, It's very, as you said, very, very new.
Yeah.
Might work out, but like,
It's a fever dream, I know
yeah,
that.
it is. It is a fever dream. It's like a car crash. You don't want to watch, but you can't stop looking.
Yeah.
And too often, politicians are looking to lecture to New Yorkers what they should care about, as opposed to listen.
Yeah.
And when we
Yeah,
spoke to
that's
those
true.
voters who voted for President Trump, we heard them speak about cost of living. We focused on that same cost of living, and that's where I am really looking forward to delivering for New Yorkers in partnership with the president on the affordability agenda.
And I think we have to work a little bit. We talked about Con Edison. We have to work a little bit on getting the prices, because we've gotten fuel prices way down, but it hasn't shown up in Con Edison. And we're going to have to talk to them. If we're sending them fuel at a much lower price than it was a year ago, which is true, we have to get Con Edison to start lowering their rates.
Absolutely.
And if I may, last week you told me you were pushing ahead with your plans to sue the BBC for up to $5 billion. You were going to speak to Prime Minister Starmer as well. Is there any progress or any updates
Oh, yeah,
on those issues?
Well, we get along very well with.
The president wants to sue the BBC for, I don't remember for what, but he wants $5 billion from them,
Yeah, it's
which is
the Trump administration loses most of the time in the courts. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe not in the Supreme Court, but most of the time courts say you can't do that, and they're oh shit. But and now to win in a court in England would be hard.
well, let's see. I mean, the
Kid Stava.
Kid Stava is not a real Labour person.
Yeah.
The Labour Party has been going down a very neoliberal path.
Yeah.
Since they basically kicked out what was his name again?
Corbyn.
Yes, Jeremy Corbyn.
And the left people.
Yes, and his and other
Yeah.
people who were actually progressive.
Yeah.
Now the Labour Party is basically currently just another neoliberal
Yeah.
party that doesn't fucking do
Yeah.
anything proper. For example, a true Labour Party would have never accepted these race riots that the right wingers are having in the UK.
Yeah.
The police are not really doing anything against those people.
Yeah.
Even though those people, those violent protesters, they are actually violent.
Yeah.
They did beat up people. They did burn things. They did follow people around who were just looking around or looking at the protests.
Yeah.
It's basically just a bloodthirsty mob.
Yeah.
Prowling the streets.
Yeah.
And the police is just looking. They're just
Yeah.
watching. They're not doing
They
anything.
they have work to do to to arrest people who are against the things that happened in
In Gaza.
Middle East. Yeah, not only Gaza, it's West
Yeah,
Bank
true.
and
Palestine, Sudan.
but they have also their own Mamdani in England from the Green Party. Name is Polanski.
Oh yeah.
It's anti-Zionist Jewish man, English Jewish man.
Yes. Oh, dude. Like
Yeah.
this was it Polanski or
Polanski
Polanski?
Green Party. Then
Green Party. Zach
yeah,
Polanski.
and
Yeah.
he's doing the
He is
yeah.
He is anti-genocide. Whose show was he on?
I'm not sure, but he talked with Hassan Piker, for example.
Yeah, true. That's where I remember.
Why he
him
talked
from.
with Hassan Piker? I thought he was anti-Semitic.
Yeah. Oh, what? He is Jewish, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's he's just the right alternative to the reform guys.
Yeah.
Because I remember 2016, we will vote Brexit and Brexit will be great. It's not great. Brexit, like it was not great, and they still talk about
And they're still talking about how great it was, how
it doesn't hurt us that much. Come on, you can't work in the EU anymore because what you did, and
I mean, the worst part is they did a Brexit with no deal with the EU.
yeah, because
So, and the EU was like, hey, you have a couple of years now, so we can work out a deal. Like, come to the table, let's talk. And the UK was always like, no, yeah, no, yeah, we want a deal. No, we don't want a deal.
they
Which is
couldn't
like, what the fuck are
satisfy
you
this
doing?
Brexit geezers.
Yeah, the Brexit geezers.
Yeah, and now they have their island for themselves, and yeah.
The Florida of Europe.
But they always there in Spain, everywhere. Just stay on the island if you love it that much.
Yeah, it's like you go to you go to Mallorca.
Yeah.
You have Germans there and fucking English people.
Yeah.
You go to Antalya in Turkey.
Yeah.
You have a lot of English people there. If you love your island that much that you quit one of the most profitable unions for your country, then why don't you just stay there? Just stay on your island.
Yeah.
See how well the rainy beaches work for you when you have no sun, when you have when you only have warm beer, when you have your lasses that do not want to have sex with you because you're an old fuck that has no charm or anything, that only likes to talk about how bad everyone around you is. Like, come on, man.
And the funny thing is, I'm a little bit older than that. I'm 32 years old.
Yeah, you're a boomer.
Yeah,
you're unk.
And now I will lecture you. Yeah, I'm. Will hit you with the fact. I was in England before Brexit in 2019. In London, we watched a football game. I didn't have to buy a second SIM card because roaming. It's
just it was in the EU,
and entry was easier and so on, and London voted for Remain. Like the most cities voted for Remain, and the places where nobody wants to go voted for Brexit. And I didn't saw one person that said I voted for Brexit and it was great. And I want this year again to watch the Silverstone Grand Prix, and yeah, the prices are higher. I had to buy a visa. Like, why?
Yeah, it's so dumb.
And yeah, it's England. As I compare it, and I say in 2019 it was better than in 2025, and now they have that kind of people that hunted people that not looked English enough. And I could be racist here, don't have teeth, Brexit geezers. But we are the least racist podcast in the earth, and And now this guy gives hope and he's Mamdani, but not brown, just.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
He's but to anyone who wants to inform himself about this person, if you are actually, especially if you're someone who is in the UK, who lives there, you can go ahead and read up on him. You can watch the interview he had with Hassan Abi Piker.
yeah,
Um, but there are also a lot of other interviews
yeah.
that you can watch. Of course, Green Party, people are gonna be like, oh, the Green Party, they're so weird and they're all just eco, blue hair, socialist, woke,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck. All of those labels are fucking useless. They're just a way to take away legitimacy from others. Um, Read up on him, look at his interviews, and
Yeah, the Green Party
yes,
in England is, or in United Kingdom, is the new
the new
Labour
Labour.
Party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
under his
yeah,
leadership, though.
yeah.
Because if you look at other Green parties, they are not
In
labor oriented.
yeah, for example, in Austria, they are more like they live in the in the center, city center. They say we don't need cars, and of course you don't need cars. You live in the
Yeah,
center.
yeah, you live in the center. You
you-
literally go outside your building, and there is a tram right in front of
Yeah.
you, or a subway right in front of you,
Or
or a bus right in
they
front
are
of
very
you.
judgy
Like,
because they say, why you're flying? Why not take the train? Because the train is it depends where you're going. The 3-5 times more expensive, and you don't have the time to go there. So
yeah,
but it's a great thing that's happened in UK. One good thing at least. But yeah, we will follow also these guys.
yes,
And
yes. But let's get back
yeah,
to
yeah,
this here.
yeah, yeah.
There we go.
The Prime Minister. We made a deal with UK. I like him. He's a fine person, and
No,
I
he-
think
don't
they
like
have some big
no,
energy problems.
he is not a
They've
fine
got
person.
windmills all
The only thing that Kid Starver, I remember the memes from back in the day. Oh, he looks like Chad face. Oh wow, because he has a very square
Yeah.
chin. That's it. That
They had Corbyn. Oh my god, I'm so disappointed, English people.
yeah, they fucked Corbyn over, but Corbyn won won as an independent in
You
his
can win
thing.
in England as an independent. You can vote against your party because you are not obligated for the big for your party, just
You're
for your
obligated to your
district.
yeah.
They have to vote for you, not yeah. Great guy.
over the place. They're going to have to start using other methods because their energy is out of control. Talking about in the UK, it's out of control, and he's got that problem. He's got a big immigration problem, as you know, and he's got
No.
a big energy problem. And we talk about he's a good.
Nobody
Who the
wants.
fuck immigrates into the UK?
I will say you people from the former colonies. Because they are England fucked them over, still a lot of things, killed a lot of people, and people go there, but nobody from Austria would say, "Oh, England,
Nah,
I have
like,
to go there
wow.
from Switzerland or from."
Why the fuck would they?
Their salaries back in the day were higher compared to our salaries, but now the prices that are much higher, and
Cost of living is insane.
I mean, United Kingdom is, you have London, very diverse. People go not there because they say, "Oh, I want to see England," because London is very diverse, great
They
city.
go there because they're like, okay, that's one of the cities where I'll actually be the safest.
Yeah, great city, and you have also Edinburgh. Okay, it's in Scotland, but United Kingdom. It's great, but nobody goes to the places where they voted. Nobody goes to Newcastle, those kind of thing.
Why would you? I
Yeah.
mean, there is stuff to see, but like there is no reason for a tourist to go there.
And you have very hostile towards, they don't know if you're an immigrant or if you are a tourist. If they will see you, they would say, "Oh, he's from India."
They would call me the racist word they use for Pakistanis.
Yeah, and yeah, I was there. I had both times great time, but it was the places where tourists go, not like the places where the peasants.
If you are going to visit the island over there, don't go to the United Kingdom, go to Ireland. Just don't go to the UK, just go to Ireland.
Yeah.
Not Northern Ireland, that is the UK. Go to currently actual Ireland.
For me, it's only one Ireland.
Well, yes, one day, hopefully in our lifetimes,
Yeah,
we
I
will
hope, yeah.
see Ireland reunited.
Yeah.
Which could be a topic for one of the podcasts, because
Yeah.
Ireland is they had the troubles, and their revolution was never finished.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is still like there is still a bit of energy in that.
Yeah.
Up the Ra.
Yeah.
Good man. Prime Minister's a good man.
You had a chance to speak this week.
I haven't spoken this week.
Mr. President, have you spoken to President Zelensky, or do you intend to meet with him, President Zelensky, about your plan? Are you going to meet with him?
They're
I've
talking about
spoken with the
Ukraine.
people. We have a plan. It's horrible what's happening. It's a war that should have never
say
happened. It
thank
would
you?
have never happened if I was president.
I'm not wearing
And
a
it's a
suit.
shame, and I thought they should have
I
acted
didn't say
quicker.
that to the
But it's a cold
Crown
winter, and
Prince.
a lot of the you talk about utilities, but a lot of the big energy producing plants have been under attack, to put it mildly, to put it nicely. Yeah, we have a way of getting peace, or we think we have a way of getting peace. He's going to have to approve it. Just so sad, so many people. You know, last month they lost 25,000 soldiers.
But it will make
This
peace
is
in the first,
something, we haven't
first
seen anything
week.
like this since the
After
Second
his
World
president.
War. And they're averaging 6
There
or
is-
7,000 a week.
There is critique to the peace plan.
Yeah, of course, it would be like, oh, you was the aggressor, we give you that, and then you do this like appeasement policy. It doesn't work with
Yeah.
ideology-driven autocrats,
Yeah, they do not care about that appeasement. They're gonna keep going
and
until
they don't care also about money, because for a few years ago there was a discussion. War will never happen because everything
It's
is
going to cost so much. It's going to cost so much. They don't care.
yeah. They will
They're going to get the money for even if it is by taking away or forcing companies or rich people to sell their assets to the government.
they have
Or if they refuse, oh no, this person said something about government. Oh, we are gonna have to arrest him now.
or
and
falling off
sent
the
him-
what?
Yeah, and sent him to Siberia.
Yeah.
All of his assets and money, that's ours now.
He said he write this letter. He said,
Yeah.
everything for Russia, not for my family. Everything
You
for
see the contract. There's like blood on it and just a signature, and they're like, oh, look here,
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, oh my
He gave everything to us.
God. Yeah.
He was not under duress. He
yeah.
was not getting
Threaten,
He was not getting threatened. He was not getting, what was the English word for it?
blackmail,
No, foltern.
tortured.
Yes, he was not getting tortured at all.
If you have to say it, then yeah.
Between the two of them, dead soldiers. And it goes on, and I think they're getting reasonably close, but I don't want to predict. I would have said that would have been one of my early
Just
ones. I
give
did
Ukraine the
8
stealth fighter.
peace deals of countries, including in India, Pakistan. You could even
boy.
go, in fact, they're coming here in a week or two, go to the Congo and Rwanda. That was 10 million people dead, and we worked something out on that. But so many, and the one
Yeah, and more people are gonna die because of you.
He's
Literally.
come on. He's bombing ships off the coast of Venezuela. I don't
Yeah.
believe him. He ran with peace president, but then he said, Maduro, narco terrorist. We have to.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
But everything he says about his, prices down, it's cap. You can't make argument. You just say cap. It's not true.
Yeah, it's
It's
just,
a little bit true, or he sees a different way. It's just cap.
just yeah,
I don't have a cap. Sorry, I'm older than 30. We are not neck boys.
I thought would
No, in 10 years when you go bald, you are gonna wear a cap.
Yeah.
Been for me, because I have a very good relationship with President Putin, I thought that would have been maybe quicker, but it does take two to tango, and now you just see all the death, and it doesn't affect us other than the fact that we don't want to see all those people. That really, it's on the other side of the ocean. That's a war that should have never happened. It did happen. I blame the person.
Oil prices don't
also
affect you,
sitting
nothing
right behind
affects you, yeah.
this desk. This is a war that should have never happened, and it wouldn't have happened if I were president. But we're trying to save a lot of lives. They're losing 25. Think of that, 25,000 lives over the last short period of time. That's Ukrainian and Russian, and it's a shame.
What happens if President?
I want to ask the mayor-elect about a House resolution. It just passed overwhelmingly to condemn socialism, including with 86 Democrats, all of House Dem leadership.
A House resolution to condemn socialism.
I read something about the bill and I also watched videos about it. And I also watched some of the debates. It was like no socialist policies in America. I am sick and tired of Americans. They always the wrong words. They mean state monopoly capitalism, and they use socialism. They don't know the difference between communism and socialism, and they call everything like not one of his demands from Mamdani was socialist, communist, social democratic, and maybe the one was state monopoly capitalism. But they act like the government can't own things, like the national parks owned by the government.
Yeah, they're owned by either federal government or local government, and that's okay. That's like, what do you mean? Who else should fucking who? You have a system where everything has to be owned by someone, or else it's like, oh, nobody owns this. I claim it. I'm just going to fuck everything here up. Like, then yes, those kinds of things are gonna have to be owned by the government. Because the government is the only entity that can properly protect those kinds of properties or companies, and also the only one who can properly see to it that everything runs according to law, according to the rules. A private company will always cut corners. Always.
Just profit.
They only want profit. They will always cut corners.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do it by either having not enough people that work there, where then they'll be like, oh, we have not enough people working here, there are not enough people, and that's why we cannot actually ensure to protect this, I don't know, this national park or whatever the fuck. It's like things like that owned by private companies has never worked out. It has never worked out. It will never work out.
Yeah.
Like,
thing is, imagine a national park is owned by, I don't know, a company, and they would say, how will we get more people to come there? We should, I don't know, put the bisons on a bicycle kind of stuff. They will have the stupid idea, and just for profit purposes. Some businesses don't need to make a profit.
yes,
Like
public transport should not be forced to make a profit.
Or
Why
healthcare.
should healthcare should not be
You go there when you
compelled
need
to
it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, if you make I don't know, for example, I don't know, if you broke both your legs, then it's 20% off, and you say, oh,
Yeah, like,
I
what
should
the
break
fuck?
my other leg too, that I get the discount. So
They make a spring break deal. They're like, oh, spring break deal. Anyone under 25 who comes into the hospital with both their arms broken gets 50% off.
And the thing is, when people in Europe say, or in Austria say socialism, they describe state monopoly capitalism. It's also
Yes.
not true, but they describe the Soviet Union, China, Cuba, and so on. But when people in America say socialism, the bad faith actors, corporate Democrats and the Republicans and so on, they always describe social democracy, and social democracy is a great thing.
It is very good.
This apartment is owned by the city,
Yes.
and
It's owned by the city, right? but you have lower rent, and your contract, the rent contract,
Yeah.
is not limited. It's unlimited.
Yeah.
So if you have a Gemeindewohnung, which
Red Vienna, yeah.
it's called a Gemeindewohnung,
Yeah.
you can live there for indefinite amount of time.
Yeah.
You can live there for a month.
Yeah.
You can live there for 50 years, and the government is never gonna be like, or in this case the local
Yeah.
government, because the Gemeindebauten,
Yeah.
the social housing,
yeah.
it's is not owned by the federal government, but by the Viennese government.
Yeah.
The Gemeinde Wien, Stadt Wien,
Yeah.
the city of Vienna.
And the thing is, last thing to that is, you know, the what was it was important, I know, because, you know, I would say then you spoke. It's about the come on, definition of socialism.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we are also an education podcast.
We try.
A socialist demand would be workers should own the factory, or Starbucks employees should own the Starbucks.
Yes.
That would be a socialist demand. And Mamdani,
Or even everyone should own their own home.
yeah,
That would also be a socialist demand, because socialism does not say, oh no, you can't own anything, but socialism literally says, yo, you should own your own home. Rent should not be a thing.
yeah, and
Rent is a capitalist principle.
Yeah,
it is not. It doesn't make sense.
and now explain me why socialism bad. After you know, that is the meaning, the right meaning, not like socialism is when free bars, free healthcare. Socialism is when I don't know.
Capitalism is when, like, you get fucked. Socialism is when everyone gets fucked. Yeah.
And social democracy sees, you know, the weaknesses in capitalism. Say, okay, we have to, you know, get rid of them because it will always hurt the normal, like the average Joe, and it will never hurt the you know, the billionaires, millionaires.
Yeah. The top.
But
the top
yeah,
people.
fuck this democracy.
It's to be to clarify a bit. Social democracy is also different from democratic socialism.
Yeah.
Because socialism is the inverse, the like the inverse of capitalism. They stand on different islands,
Yeah.
right? You cannot have capitalism and socialism at the same time. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
How the fuck would it? They're both a way of an
Dialectic.
yeah, they're both an order of economy.
Yeah.
So the way economy is built up, is made, and what it actually is supposed to do.
Yeah.
In a capitalist economy, it's supposed to make money.
Yeah.
It's supposed to make the number go up.
Yeah.
And the higher the number, the better.
Yeah.
The
Not for you, but
of course, yeah, but they're like, oh, high number, we made so much money, yay! And then you see people on the streets fucking starving and being homeless, which is like, okay, yeah, the big number didn't really help.
Yeah, we have a smaller number here in Austria, but like, okay, the rich people are not that rich that to compare to American rich people, but if I go out, I don't see like a lot of homeless people or a lot of I don't know, other crime or so on, because yeah,
There is everywhere, of course,
Yeah.
especially we are in the capital. This is the most population dense city in Austria.
Yeah.
There are over 2 million people living
Yeah.
here. Of course, you will see homelessness and crime, which is fucking normal.
Yeah.
It's a city with 2 million people. Vienna is small. It's not big.
Yeah.
If you want to, you can. The inner city is built so you can walk around it, and it's not going to take very long. And if you really want to, you could walk through Vienna in a day and see most of the fucking city.
Yeah.
Like walk, not even use public transport, walk.
Yeah.
Which is also another thing, very walkable.
Yeah.
Very, very walkable. There is rarely a fucking pedestrian, like a pavement that just ends.
No.
It's always okay. Either it's like, oh, you go like this, and then there's a fucking, what is it called again in English?
In German it's Zebrastreifen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
crossing.
crosswalk. Yeah.
Crosswalk.
There'll be a crosswalk to the other side of the pavement,
Yeah.
or it will literally just go through.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be able to walk
Yeah.
in the fucking city.
Yeah.
And even outside, like even if you look at smaller towns, villages, or other cities in Austria, they are all walkable.
Yeah.
All of them. You will see crime, you will see homelessness, but it is not something where, like, okay, if you lived in buttfuck nowhere and never saw crime happening or a homeless person, then what the fuck can you say? Like, you experience the real world. It happens.
Yeah.
There are people out there who are very, very unfortunate.
But I'm sick of tired of that.
Yeah,
Socialism, free bus. Because we say it as a meme, you know.
Yeah.
Socialism when free bus. Socialism is when I don't know.
When no iPhone.
Yeah, or socialism is when no indoor plumbing. But they use it as a legit argument, and that's and both parties and
I know.
and the independents. And now we have a guy who will. He says he's a democratic socialist, but he will implement social democracy.
He will try. He will try.
And it will be very popular, and
Yes.
everybody will want it. It's a great thing, and we will spread the gospel to you of
Spread the gospel.
social
Spread
democracy.
the good word.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
but no, to social democracy is still capitalist. To anyone wondering, social democracy is not socialist, it's not communist. Social democracy is a capitalist ideology that, as you said before, just tries its best to compensate the shortcomings of a capitalist economy.
You have regulations. You have things like yeah, a company can own everything, or or a lot of things are owned by the government or the state, like the
Yes.
public transport, and that's good thing because in New York you see you pay maybe less for the subway, but
it's dirty. It's
rats.
there are rats everywhere.
Yeah, we can also make a subway video to show the subway. You don't
Yeah,
need the
in
guardian
Vienna.
angels there.
We could make a video if anyone is interested. Write it down in the comments.
Yeah.
We could make a video of going to all of the subway lines in Vienna and showing them, because they do have differences.
Yeah, some of them are older, some of them.
Yes, of
newer.
course, they use different trains. Some are cleaner, some are dirtier. It always depends on the day, on the time, and what line you are on.
Yeah, but yeah. Sorry for that, but I was very
Yes.
angry.
And the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, despite his endorsement of you.
Hakeem
What's your reaction to that?
I have to be honest with you, I focused very little on resolutions. Frankly, I've been focusing.
Condemn socialism.
I understand. I think the focus is on the work at hand. I can tell you, I am someone who is a democratic socialist. I've been very open about that. And I know there might be differences about ideology, but the place of agreement is the work that needs to be done to make New York City affordable. That's what I look forward to.
And I want to clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist. And your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about.
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay.
It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
And Mr. President, I wanted to ask you also about this Ukraine.
It is very worrying that the president is like, oh yeah, it's okay, just call me a fascist.
He's
It's
just, he's fascist-like, he's authoritarian, but there is not the ideology behind it to go after the plan, because then he had to he have a great time in this system, billionaire, and everything great for him. But if he would say, okay, I want to make fascism, then he would everybody would struggle, and there is not the ideology behind, but around him are a lot of
that's true.
fascist like people, and but he said just in campaigns people talk, just
Because he said there are people around him who are fascist. Look at Stephen Miller,
Oh my
the
God.
dude who fucking
Lex Luthor.
pulled out, yeah, Lex Luthor, who fucking pulled out the Hitler speech, which is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Or Elon Musk with the
Yeah, Elon Musk with the double Hitler salute.
Yeah.
Or after Elon Musk, Steve Bannon, who also then did the Hitler salute. But with Steve Bannon, you already knew he was a Nazi.
Yeah.
He did not hide it. He had a radio talk show, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
When you see him, you know him. He's ugly as fuck. He looks evil, and he talks like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. And if when he dies, nobody will say,
Yeah,
"Oh, great."
nobody's gonna care.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna care. People are gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, good riddance."
Just
Finally.
not that Rush Limbaugh died.
Yeah.
Wow. Move on.
Plan. President Zelensky said today that his country would risk either giving up a partner or giving up its dignity. There's been criticism that this deal
He
proposal,
doesn't like it.
it's unclear. He was sort of tenuous about
He'll
it.
have to like it, and if he doesn't like it, then they should just keep fighting, I guess.
The suggestion that he made, though, was that if he doesn't
terrible.
accept it, that the U.S. would pull back its support for Ukraine. Is that
Well, at some
accurate?
point, he's going to have to accept something. He hasn't accepted. You remember right in the Oval Office not so long ago, I said, you don't have the cards. Don't forget, I inherited this war. This war never would have happened. I inherited this war. And I thought he should have made a deal a year ago, 2 years ago. The ultimate deal would have been if it never started. That would have been the good deal. That could have been done too if you had the right president, but you didn't have the
Orange
right president.
man.
Mr. President.
Always this time he didn't mention Biden, but normally Biden.
Yeah, I think he kind of.
Obsessed with him.
Well, yeah, of course he's obsessed with him, but I think he kind of like slowed down on Biden because people, like, the dude can't even defend himself. He's fucking. His brain is gone.
And both presidents are Biden coded,
Yeah.
Mr. President, the cost of living is something that you and Mr. Mamdani seem to agree on.
Mamdani.
Democrats have run New York City for a long time, Mr. Mamdani.
they
Do you
would.
see Democrat policies specifically as being a problem? And I'd like that be a question that both of you could answer in New York City.
Look, I think that there are many things in our city where we have to own the responsibility of it, things that existed long before the president was the president. And those are also part of the message of our campaign, was to take on a broken politics of the past. And I ran against a number of candidates who represented different versions of that past. And what we found time and again is that working people were left behind in the politics of our city. And what we're looking to do is put those people right back at the heart of our politics so that we don't have a situation where we're in the wealthiest city in the history of the world, and yet 1 in 5 can't even afford $2.90 for a Metro card.
Mr. Mamdani.
We had some interesting conversation, and some of his ideas really are the same ideas that I have. A big thing.
The classic taking credit. The classic Trump being like, "Oh, it was me. It was me. It was actually me. I wanted this. I actually wanted this before him."
Yeah.
On cost. The new word is affordability. Another word is just groceries. It's sort of an old-fashioned word, but it's very accurate. And they're coming down high. They were, we had, both of us, we had the highest
they actually
inflation in the
coming
history
down?
of our country the
No,
last 4 years.
that's the thing. Terrorism.
Under
No.
the Biden administration. And
Oh, God,
we've got
inflation.
inflation
The
down now to a normal number. It's
the
going to go
Biden
even a little bit lower than
administration, of
that.
course.
Katie, do you have something in it?
Mr. President, thank you so much. Mr. Mamdani often talks about New York City being covered by international law, that they will follow international law. Doesn't often talk about the U.S. Constitution. What is your response to that?
The framing is also funny.
Yeah,
He doesn't often talk about the U.S. Constitution.
the only hostile people were the media, and the only hostile people were.
Yeah, the media was very hostile towards Mamdani, but Trump protected him.
Yeah.
Fucking for like half an hour or like an hour
Yeah.
from fucking
Yeah.
from very bad faith
Yeah,
questions,
yeah.
which is also like should give people something to think about.
Yeah, who owns the media? Why the media don't write certain media about wealth taxes and universal health care and so on.
Or write about them, but put them in a bad light.
Yeah, just ask,
And
just ask
also,
questions here.
and also how all of these they keep asking Mamdani the bad faith questions, but with Trump they're like, "Oh, Mr. Trump, what's your favorite color?"
Well, I don't know what you're referring to in terms, it can be covered by international law, local law, it's covered by a lot of laws, but it's covered by
It's
US
covered
law.
by a lot
Are
of
you referring to
laws.
anything in particular?
He just says that they're a city that endorses and enforces international law. Is that at odds with
No, I don't know. Would you want to, would you want to respond to
Yeah,
that?
I think what I've shared with the president is our desire to not only follow the laws of our own city, laws that protect New Yorkers, but also a desire for consistency in our politics across the board. And that's something that we've talked about and something that I know many New Yorkers want.
So you work with ICE then? We work with ICE then?
We discussed ICE and New York City, and I spoke about how the laws that we have in New York City allow for New York City government to speak to the federal administration for about 170 serious crimes. The concerns that many New Yorkers have are around the enforcement of immigration laws on New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, and most recently we're talking about a mother and her 2 children, how this has very little to do with what that is.
Mr. Mamdani,
What we did is we discussed crime, more than ICE per se, we discussed crime. And he doesn't want to see crime, and I don't want to see crime. And I have very little doubt that we're not going to get along on that issue. He wants to, and he said some things that were very interesting as to housing construction, and he wants to see houses go up. He wants to see a lot of houses created, a lot of apartments built, etc. And you know,
If you watched the Red Vienna, I mean, you did watch the Red Vienna video. There's a Red Vienna video that Mamdani made. I think we did link it in one of the earlier podcasts.
4 or 5 years ago,
Yes.
and he glazed Vienna, and yeah,
He basically wants to do something similar to that. Let's see how it
fingers crossed.
let's see how it works out. How
Yeah.
quickly they'll be able to build.
Yeah,
I mean, my solution to that problem would literally be to kind of force the big companies to actually rent out the empty apartments and houses,
yeah,
or to sell them,
yeah.
because you cannot have thousands, tens of thousands of apartments or houses just being empty.
Yeah,
It is a big problem.
Mamdani will work on it, and they proposed a thing that said, we will fix the apartment for you if you don't fix it, and if we will send you the bill, and if you don't pay it, we will take you over your apartment. Hold like bad landlords accountable for.
Yeah, I think that's fucking okay. I think that's good. Like, if you're a landlord and you do not keep to the law, then I think that's a good consequence. It's either that, I mean, in my opinion, it should be either that, or they're like, you go to prison for not keeping your apartment or your property to the standards set by laws and regulations, and you are actually like, it can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
If a landlord does not take care of their building.
And of course they are scared. They say, "Oh, what's happened if there's real consequences?"
Yeah. The thing is, a bad landlord does not have real consequences. No. There are none. Yeah. Maybe if someone has enough money to sue their landlord, but then again, that takes years most of the time.
Yeah, and yeah,
it's hard.
Actually, people would be shocked, but I want to see the same thing.
Mr. Mamdani, anti-Israel protesters.
Anti-Israel protesters.
One of the policies as well that Mayor-elect Mamdani talked a number of times about on the campaign was shifting the tax burden for property taxes from what he called minority communities to white-based communities and putting more taxes on white people. I also noticed that in your acceptance speech you didn't mention anything about America or Christians or white people in general, and so I didn't know if that was one of the policies that you guys had spoken about.
We focused on affordability.
It's a bad faith question. Like, he don't never said I will tax white people more, but the welfare, the welfare communities are the white communities.
Yeah, they tend to be more white.
This moron.
It's very
Easy from Twitter, what? Call of Twitter.
grok.
Grok.
This is that one is literally grok.
Yeah.
We focused
White
on the cost of
genocide,
living
white
crisis. What I
genocide.
will say is that I am very much interested in property tax reform because what we see right now in New York City is a system that is so inequitable that it can't even stand up in court. And the president and I spoke about the importance of not only building more housing, but also making sure that regulation of housing is something that is manageable to actually get through and not the cause of yet another weight that we see in
But
our
to be
city.
clear, you're continuing this idea of race-based property taxes.
No, to be very clear,
That's what you said.
no, the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of intent.
So you intend to tax the whiter neighborhoods more?
No, we intend to create a fair property tax system because we want a New York City that is not only fair and equitable, but also one that every New Yorker can afford.
Please, go ahead.
Mr. Mamdani, anti-Israel protesters just targeted a synagogue in New York. Are you concerned about Jewish New Yorkers feeling welcome and safe in the city? And President Trump, you've threatened to cut off federal funding to New York City. What policies would prompt you to do that? Would that be city-run grocery stores? Would it be something else?
I don't understand how any of these people can take themselves seriously. You're a fucking like 40, 50, 60-year-old dude and you're crawling on the ground in front of a fucking dude who pisses and shits himself constantly. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
People.
Yeah, according to the people around him, allegedly. There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it would even be that.
Yeah.
Anyway, like...
I think if we didn't get along, whether it's cut off or just make it a little bit difficult or not give as much, we want to see, I use the term, we don't want good money going after bad, and we don't want that to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I did say that, subject to what policies are being said. We had a meeting today that actually surprised me. He wants to see no crime. He wants to see housing being built. He wants to see rents coming down, all things that I agree with. Now, we may disagree how we get there. The rent coming down, I think one of the things I really gleaned very, very much today, he'd like to see him come down, ideally, by building a lot of additional housing.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate way. He agrees with that, and so do I. But if I read the newspapers and the stories, I don't hear that. But I heard him say it today, and I think that's a very positive step. No, I don't expect. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City. It's where I come from. I spent a lot of years there. Now I'm right here. We took a big setback with the mayor that we had, named de Blasio. I thought it was a tremendous setback for the city. I think this mayor can do some things that are going to be really great.
Mr. President,
How about you? Go ahead.
Can't
Mr.
stop
President, you're a
glazing,
billionaire.
Mamdani.
You have a different address nowadays than you used to, but you used to call New York City home. Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani
Yeah,
administration?
I would.
Oh.
Especially after the meeting. Absolutely.
What makes you comfortable?
My God.
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I think I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job. He may have different views, but in many ways, we were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes, and people had no idea because he was strong on not getting ripped off in trade and lots of the things that I've practiced and been very successful on. Tariffs, a lot of things. Bernie Sanders and I agreed on much more than people thought. And when he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth, many of the Bernie Sanders voters voted for me. And I felt very comfortable, frankly, in seeing that and saying
That's
that.
not cap.
That's not cap. A lot of the people who voted for Bernie Sanders voted after Bernie Sanders got cucked by the Democrats.
Yeah.
Voted for Trump, which is sad,
But they wanted to
Yeah, they wanted change. They wanted change, and they would have much rather had, because Clinton did not promise any change.
No,
Hillary
just
Clinton did not.
status quo and same thing. But Trump ran on, Iraq war was a mistake. Prices are too high. System is rigged, And
Yeah,
people,
he was doing some good populism, and Bernie Sanders was also,
yeah,
populism is a tool
yeah.
that you can use and that you must use, sadly. Um, and Sanders would have actually brought positive change, but because the Democrats cucked him, we got fucking Trump,
Yeah.
who changed everything for the worse.
He just uses the talking point, but not made
Yeah, he
it.
doesn't actually follow up on it.
Yeah.
And, it just turned out to be a statistical truth. But no, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a question for you, but a very quick one for the mayor. Why did you fly here? Aren't trains greener?
I'll use that.
What kind of dumbass? Yeah, let's fucking use Amtrak. Do you know Amtrak?
Yeah.
America's fucking rail system.
Yeah.
The trains, they are absolutely terrible.
Yeah, why
They are
not cycle
absolutely
here,
terrible.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mr.
Why
Mayor?
didn't you cycle from New York City to Washington,
Normally
DC?
you go around my head. Why not do that? That's a stupid question. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Every form of
I'm
transit, and I want to
serious
make sure
person.
that they're all affordable in New York City, and that's why making buses fast and free is a centerpiece of our campaign.
Did you?
There is a bus that goes.
Well, but I know, but if he flew,
Use the
that's a lot
bus, yeah.
quicker too. No, I mean, he's working very hard. For him to be, that's a very
Look at Trump.
long drive. I'll stick up for you. The
Defend
plane
him.
takes you 30 minutes, and driving takes you a
And
long
Mr.
time.
President, I was wondering if you could clear up some confusion around a Washington Post report. There was this explosive report that the Coast Guard is no longer going to characterize swastikas and nooses as hate symbols. DHS called that a lie and fake news. Can you clear up?
I don't know anything about it. When was this written?
I think yesterday.
Well, look, the Coast Guard's an incredible group of people. I know them very well. We just ordered a lot of new Coast Guard cutters, beautiful, the most magnificent ship. They look like yachts with lots of guns on them. So I don't know, I haven't seen any report like that, but certainly we want them to remain a great force, and they are.
I'm a peacemaker, and you did a piece in all the 9 months around the world. I would like to ask Mr. Mamdani, you've accused the U.S. government of committing genocide in Gaza while President Trump was working on peace. Why that?
I've spoken about the Israeli government committing genocide, and I've spoken about our government funding it. And I shared with the president in our meeting about the concern that many New Yorkers have of wanting their tax dollars to go towards the benefit of New Yorkers and their ability to afford basic dignity. And what we see right now is we're in the 9th consecutive year of more than 100,000 school children being homeless in our city. And there's a
just a small answer from him, but before it was impossible to think, somebody will stand in the Oval Office and will say, we funding genocide, we gave weapons to genocide, accused of genocide. That would be not a thing back then.
Yeah, that's true.
And oh my God, that's the moment, and that's history now.
Yes, it is. I love how Mamdani keeps talking keeps bringing up his points, keeps talking to the people. It's very good.
Desperate need not only for the following of human rights, but also the following through on the promises we've made New Yorkers. And I appreciated the meeting we had and the work that we can do.
Do you agree that President Trump did do a peace, and he worked hard to make the peace, because he worked hard to do the peace in the Middle East and everywhere?
But
do you agree with that?
I appreciate all efforts towards peace, and I shared with President Trump that when I spoke to Trump voters on Hillside Avenue, including one of whom was a pharmacist that spoke about how President Trump's father actually went to that pharmacy not too far from Jamaica Estates, that people were tired of seeing our tax dollars fund endless wars. And I also believe that we have to follow through on the international human rights, and I know that still today those are being violated, and that continues to be work that has to be done no matter where we're speaking of.
Mr. President, question for Mr. Thank you, Mr. President. Do you view the mayor-elect as the true leader of the Democrat Party? And do you think leadership is a leader?
What? He just asked, do you think the mayor-elect is the true leader of the Democratic Party?
He's just the mayor of New York City, and he won the primaries, but I think the leader is, they don't act like that, but Schumer and Jeffries.
Yeah, sadly.
So
sadly, they are the leaders.
But what's this kind of question?
Yeah,
oh my
I don't
God.
know. It's a bad faith question.
Just lose all your social capital.
Well, look, hope they have great leaders. This is a man that right now I think is focused on New York City. I really think he has a chance to do a great job. We're going to help him, but I really think he has a chance to do a great job. But I'll let you answer that. You consider yourself the leader of the Democrats. I think it's more appropriate for him.
I consider myself the next mayor of New York City, and I keep my horizons firmly on New York City, and I appreciate the meeting with the president, which focused.
I love how they keep being like, oh, you are actually this, you are actually that. And for months now, Mamdani has kept on being like, yo, I just want to be the mayor of New York City. What do you want from me?
Why you talking all the time about Israel, and why you talking about he's not running for president or just a mayor? And they try to gaslight to say, oh, he wanted only talk about that. No, the media and the other candidates also only wanted to
they wanted to talk about
Israel harder.
Yeah,
and he said no, I will stay in New York, and then they tried to make him look bad, but it just made him more famous.
Yeah, if you actually looked at the interviews and the debates, then you will know that Mamdani has always been like, yo, I just want to be the mayor of New York. I don't want to be the mayor of Israel. I don't want to be the mayor of the Democratic Party or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I want to be the mayor of New York, and that's what I'm here to
Yeah.
be. He's been very, very clear on that.
Yeah.
And they're still asking him stuff like this. It's insane. But he is answering like a lion.
Yeah.
He's very, very good.
Yeah.
Again on the 5 boroughs and whether New Yorkers could afford to live there.
By the way, being the mayor of New York City is a big deal. Absolutely. I always said, one of the things I would love to be someday is the mayor of New York City. Being the mayor of New York, and especially now, because I think you're at really a turning point, one way or the other. It could go great, or it can go in a different direction. And I think you really have a chance to make it great.
Mr. President, you say you love New York City. Mr. Mamdani, does New York City love President Trump?
New York City loves a future that is affordable. And I can tell you that there were more New Yorkers who voted for President Trump in the most recent presidential election because of that focus on cost of living. And I'm looking forward to working together to deliver on that affordability agenda.
I got a lot of votes. One more.
I got a lot of votes.
I tell you, the press has eaten this thing up. I've had a lot of meetings with the heads of major countries. Nobody cared. This meeting that you people have gone crazy. Outside you have hundreds of people waiting. This is just a small little group. For some reason, the press has found this to be a very interesting meeting. The biggest people in the world, they come over from countries nobody cares. But they did care about this meeting, and it was a great meeting. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Yeah, they cared about it because you and a lot of the politicians that support you kept talking about Mamdani. The media was also kept talking about it.
Yeah, the thing is, Trump also said communist and so on, but he was not like the loudest voice to talk about mayoral election.
Yeah.
Like Fox News, for example, or all the other media talked because, how dare he said he will not go to Israel. They made him with that even more popular.
Yeah, the people did not want a mayor that kept going to other countries. They want a mayor that stays and that works.
Imagine you will talk me down and you will say, look, this guy, he's for universal healthcare, he's very bad. And you would just make me more popular.
Yeah.
Because Mamdani have the popular position on Israel.
Yeah.
And they're wondering...
He has the popular position on many topics.
But the media and the politicians are like very disconnected from the average Joe, and that's the reason they think, that's a gotcha. No, that's not a gotcha. It was not a secret that he thinks about that topic that way. Why are you acting like you discovered something?
Yeah, it was never a secret. He always openly said what he said, and it's like you're just putting him in a better light than you think you are.
Thank you, media.
Yes, very good.
I was going to ask you exactly that. Why do you think there's so much more, so much excitement around this than in some foreign leaders?
Because I think he's different. All right, I think he's different, and that can be in a very positive way. But I think he's different than, your typical guy runs, wins, becomes mayor maybe, and nothing exciting. Because he has a chance to really do something great for New York. New York is at a very critical point, and he does need the help of the federal government to really succeed. And we're going to be helping him. But he's different than, you know, your average candidate. He came out of nowhere. I said, he has a great campaign manager standing over there. He came out of nowhere. Would you start off at 1 or 2? And then I watched. I said, who is this guy? He was at 1, then he was at 3, then he was at 5, then he was at 9. Then he went up to 17. I said, that's getting a little bit interesting, right? And then all of a sudden he wins a primary that nobody expected he was going to win. It's a great tribute. I mean, it's an amazing thing that he did.
And I'll just add one thing to what the president said. Is one thing I also appreciated is in our meeting to appreciate a portrait of FDR and the incredible work that was done with the New Deal, and also in thinking about what it can look like when the federal government and New York City government work together to deliver on affordability. It can be transformative.
You know, we have a great portrait of FDR that I found in the vaults that was missing for years. I found it, and I put it up. He's a Democrat, to the best of my knowledge. He's a Democrat. And when the mayor saw that portrait, he said, "Sir, do you mind if I have a picture taken by that portrait?" It's an amazing portrait. I hope the picture comes out good. But it's an amazing portrait in the Capitol room. So he's a big fan of the New Deal, I guess, and of FDR. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. You said that you both spoke about crime. There are many police officers set to come off the rolls at the end of this year in New York City. Are you going to allow those police to be replaced with police officers, actual cops? And are you going to require that that happens? Would there be some consequence if the
Well, I hope
staff...
it happens, but again, it's going to be ultimately the mayor's decision.
What's your answer?
Is that I look forward to delivering public safety with the NYPD, and I've said over the course of our campaign that we have the number of police officers today. They are the ones that's budgeted about 35,000 headcount. And I think the key thing is that we have to make it easier for police to focus on police work, not ask them to respond to 200,000 mental health calls a year.
So is that a reduction from what you're at right now? Or are
But
you
you don't
committing
understand?
to maintaining the same?
He just said we want to keep it at that number. We don't want to reduce it. And she's like, "Oh, is that a reduction?"
Why not shooting homeless people?
Level of cops?
I've committed over the course of the campaign to maintain the 35,000. That's the headcount that we had through the campaign.
And not replace them with caseworkers, social workers?
No, I've said that's the headcount that we want. What we need to do is make sure they can focus on serious crime.
And he just retained a great police commissioner, I believe, right?
Yes, we did, Commissioner Tisch.
If the newspapers are correct.
That one they're correct about.
He retained, I think, somebody that is she's a good friend of some of the people in my family, of Ivanka, and they say she's really good, really competent, and he just retained her, so that's a good sign.
Mr. President, are there still topics that you see the two of you disagreeing on in the future, and do you think you'll have more meetings like this?
There will be topics that we disagree on. I think we'll probably come to a conclusion, and ultimately he'll convince me, or I'll convince him. You know, it's for the good of New York. Ultimately, it's for the good of New York. I don't care about affiliations or parties or anything else. I want to see if this city could be unbelievable, if he could be a spectacular success, I'd be very happy.
Do you think you guys will meet more in the future too?
Sue?
Do you think you'll meet again in the future, throughout the administration?
I think we will. I think we will. I hope we do. I enjoyed the meeting. We had a great meeting. Please.
Mr. President, Republican Elise Stefanik has campaigned multiple times by calling Zohran Mamdani a jihadist. Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't, but she's out there campaigning, and you say things sometimes in a campaign.
Isn't that sort of...
She's a very capable person.
Isn't
But
that a kind of label?
you really have to ask her about that, but no, I don't particularly.
Yeah,
I think
if you don't know who Stefanik is, she's running for governor of New York. And I read some tweets from her, just buzzwords, jihadists, communists, running against the popular position.
Yeah, name calling and buzzwords.
Yeah, she will lose, and but they don't stop with that rhetoric.
No, I mean, even the president is like, nah, he's not a jihadist and whatever, and they're still gonna keep going.
And but they love to lose this kind of politics.
Yeah, that's
true. I met with a man who's a very rational person. I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. And I can say again, because New York was great. When I came down to Washington initially, the city was so hot. It was doing great. We were having some telltale signs of problems. We had a mayor that was not doing a great job, but still, it was moving along. And it went bad. It really went, pretty bad, and he can. I think it's been at lower points, but it went pretty bad. I think he can bring it back. Now the question is, will he bring it back all the way? Will he bring it back greater than ever before? Which is, I guarantee, that's his wish. I think he wants to make it greater than ever before. And if he can, we'll be out there cheering. I'll be cheering for him. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Fever dream.
Yeah,
This was just
that was that.
fever.
About Jewish safety, and I look forward to rooting out anti-Semitism across the 5 boroughs
And they ask him
protecting
still
Jewish
that
New Yorkers and every New Yorker
question.
across the city.
It doesn't work at the campaign. It doesn't work, and they still try it. I don't get them. They, they waste all their social credit that they have. The people trust that media institution and so on.
Yeah.
And they say no. We just say a stupid talking point. That's not even true.
That's not even a popular talking point.
Yeah, and they will end up like the ADL. Like nobody takes them serious anymore, and they they get pushback if they were on shows. Jonathan Greenblatt, what's this guy?
Didn't we watch
Yeah,
one of the?
I'm not sure, but nobody takes him serious anymore, and
Yeah.
the media risking a lot of things if nobody takes them serious anymore.
Now we're gonna see Curtis.
Not
Sliwa's
a real,
reaction.
a real commentary. Like
yes.
we want to be him.
Got played for 8 months. Everyone in the world, everyone in the country, everyone in New York City got played by these two thespians, these actors. Because remember, 8 months ago, we thought it was Godzilla versus King Kong. There was Zoran Mamdani calling Donald Trump a fascist. He's not. And then Donald Trump calling Zoran Mamdani a communist. He's not. And then, as you mentioned, just recently, the president said, I'm going to withhold $7 billion of badly needed federal funding for New York City if you elect Zoran Mamdani. And then Zoran Mamdani, on the night of his victory, turns and looks into the television and says, Donald Trump, if you're listening, turn up the volume. So they're like antagonizing their followers. And then all of a sudden today, we're expected to believe kumbaya. Everything is fine. Everything moves normally. No. I don't get played. I feel that I, like the American people, were turned into suckers.
I don't get played. I only get shot in cabs.
To all of a
5
sudden
times.
5
start
times.
adversarially wanting to go at one another when in fact we can see the reaction today, which is, oh, you're going to be building. We just all got played.
Yeah.
There we go.
We say just Feminist was like, oh, just election, just you say things, and it was a fever dream. I have not enough words to describe this press conference.
No, it's insane.
But everything is a distraction from the Epstein files.
That's true. They're using anything to distract from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was quite obvious even before the meeting that it wouldn't be as hostile, like that Trump and Mamdani would not be as hostile to each other. That was very clear.
Yeah.
They're politicians. They are gonna show a bit of politeness in front of cameras. What was unexpected was Trump defending Mamdani that much.
Yeah.
That was very unexpected.
Game recognizes game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And you want to be associated with
popular people.
Yeah, and not with losers. And
Yep.
but that was a media thing that the media say, oh, that will happen like that, and then they will do that, and that would be a kind of, they treated it like a debate.
It was not supposed to be a debate
at
all, and it wasn't a debate.
They expected it like the first Joe Biden-Trump debate in 2020, not that one in 2024, but because it was two old grandpas who were yelling at cloud kind of types. 2020 was like, come, shut up, man. But yeah, it's a fever dream, and that's the gift that keeps giving, and I hope we will talk about Mamdani in January again.
Yes, I do too. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see how it all works out, how it all plays out. Let's see
Yeah.
what their relationship is gonna be when Mamdani is actually the mayor,
Yeah.
and if Trump is gonna withhold funds or not, because that is a big claim that he made, that he would withhold funds from New York City.
Mm. Yeah,
Let's see.
But walking back on that would be, he said, "Nah, I will make them succeed," and then said, "I will without funds." It would, he's unpopular, and he would become more unpopular if he would do that.
Yeah.
And I think after the midterms, he would be the lame duck president because Republicans are not trying to be popular. They're acting like they have all the power forever, and and that will bite them in the ass in the end. Yeah.
It is going to, but you can never underestimate the Democrats really, really, really wanting to lose. You know,
They hate winning.
they do hate winning.
Yeah.
They like the Democrats hate winning, and the Republicans love throwing away their lead.
Yeah, and that's the reason why you have Obama 2 times, then you have Trump, then you have Biden, then you have again Trump, and I don't know 2028. But
Maybe
yeah,
a third time Trump.
yeah, if it will, McDonald's will take care of him. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the views, likes, and good and bad comments. You are great, and we will.
Next time we'll talk a bit about the Red Pill podcast. We're
Yeah.
gonna watch a couple of TikToks.
Yeah.
A couple of videos where
Yeah.
those Red Pill
Yeah.
hard guys, very, very manly and macho dudes, get their shit kicked, get their shit pushed in verbally, and how insecure they are.
Yeah.
Very, very insecure.
Yeah.
Until then, have a great day. Day, evening, night,
Yeah.
morning, whatever. And we will see you next time.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.